Been a long day today, but a very good day nonetheless. And I hope that you are having a good day as well. If you are new and you are just catching this live for the first time, or you've been watching and you've been joining in, I want you to go ahead and drop in the comments where you are watching the live from. Again, we are live on Instagram and on YouTube. Now, if you want the full experience, I want you to come over to YouTube. I have some slides I'm going to share and different things like that. But if you just want to kick it on Instagram for a little while, feel free to. I don't know exactly how long I'll be on Instagram. Hey, Marie, I don't know how long I'll be on Instagram, but we'll just see how the rest of this live goes. Okay. So, Luxury Girls, I see you. Natural Lisa, hello, hello. Prophetess Marie, I see you over on YouTube. So, listen, we have been just, man, we've been ripping through the month of June. Hey, sweetie, we have been ripping through the month of June. Okay. Like when I tell you, we have been talking all about what it really takes to build a braid business. Okay. And I'm not, okay, Lisa, I see you over on YouTube as well. Okay. North Carolina. Very good. We have really been talking about what it takes to build a real braid business. And I'm not talking about like just the fluff of, oh, stay consistent, oh, just increase your skill. Like, no, I'm talking about really making sure that we are setting our businesses up for success, really making sure that we are doing everything that it takes to actually be fundable and just so many different things. Now, tonight, I want to talk about something that I think that we can all relate to, right? So many of us have heard how important it is to post, how important it is to be consistent, right? We've heard these things over and over and over again. But today, I am hoping and praying truly that I could shed some light on some of the differences. Hey, Key, some of the differences of posting and marketing, right? So the title for today's live is you're posting, but is it working? Okay. And I know, Instagram, these social media platforms, they always tell us, stay consistent. So that's what we do, right? We just do it blindly, right? Stay consistent. Okay, I could stay consistent. You can stay consistent. So we just post, 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 but we don't ever really have a real strategy behind our posting. We don't always have a why behind our posting, right? Like when we make this post, is there a conscious thought of, I'm making this post because blank, right? I'm making this post because I want to connect with my community. I'm making this post because I want to encourage people to book with me. I'm posting this because XYZ, you fill in your own blank, okay? And how many know how frustrating it is when you're posting, posting, posting? And if you can relate to this, listen, I want you to drop a number one in the comments because this is a conversation for us all. Okay. I want you to tell me if you know that feeling of posting, 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 but you feel like it's not doing anything, right? So drop a one in the comments if you feel. Now I know some of you can't relate because Kia, okay, you're crushing it, okay? Like you're posting, you're getting booked, you're getting awards on Instagram, like you are crushing it. But I'm sure that we all can relate to a time where we're posting and it just doesn't feel like it's doing anything. Nobody's booking, nobody's liking it, no one's interacting with it necessarily, right? And it just gets difficult and sometimes, and how many just know that sometimes, just sometimes, it could be one post that doesn't do well or doesn't get the response that you wanted it to get. And sometimes that post alone is enough to make you feel like you just don't even want to do it anymore, right? I know that has happened to me plenty of times, but I'm challenging us today. I'm taking us on this journey today, and we're going together. and I'm seeing hands. Okay, yes, Lisa, you are agreeing. Key, you said 1. I still feel the same way. Okay, so this is the live then for you, okay? This is the live where we are going to uncover together. I'm telling you. And the more I do these lives, I'm like, these are really master classes because I mean, the things that we talk about are really next level. So, let's go ahead and jump right into it. If you're on YouTube, okay? My first question was, and we kind of went into it, was have you ever posted a style that you were proud of but it still didn't get you any clients, okay? Has that ever happened to anybody, okay? You posted this style. Sometimes it's the styles that I'm like the most proud of, right? The style that, it just came out perfect. It was so good. The parting was good. The client's texture was everything it needed to be. Like just all the things that we would think that makes a good style. And you post that picture, and then yet again, like we said earlier, crickets. But I want to make something. Nate, my husband said it happens every time I post. So then you need to stay and watch this live because I want to literally point number 1, okay? I want you to get this that posting does not equal marketing, okay? I'm going to say it again. He is so silly. I can't ever stay serious when he's on the live. But let me say this again. Posting does not equal marketing, right? And I've really let that kind of sit on me today. Like, wait, I know these things, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you need new revelation, you need new wind, you need a new understanding of a thing sometimes. And so when you have the understanding doesn't just that posting does not mean marketing, I believe that you will come into approaching your strategy a little bit different, okay? So, let me just break down a little side by side for you, okay? Posting equals being present, right? Neat. When you doing a giveaway so I can win it. Des, listen, I'm not giving no giveaways. I'm not doing any giveaways with you involved because I already know you're going to win immediately. So, again, posting equals being present, right? And what I mean by that is that posting without a strategy just means you showed up. Okay? That's all it means. It just means you showed up. And I think that showing up is good. We all have to start somewhere. We all have to eventually show up, okay? Period, right? That's not a bad thing. But let me tell you the difference between posting, hey sis, and marketing is that with marketing, we are being strategic, okay? We're taking that um effort of being present, meaning we're going beyond just being present to actually speaking and talking and inviting the people in that we want to connect with. Okay. I just tested this. I don't want to say tested this theory, but I'm beginning to understand even more, even when it comes to what I do, right? Even when it comes to connecting with other braiders, talking with other braiders, and different things. I had to learn that I just can't post a picture of my work, or I can't just post a book with me just because in 2025 people want to feel connected to, they want to feel understood, they want to feel seen, they want to be heard, they want authenticity, they want you to be able to show up, they want to see who you are and what they are getting, and why are you the reason that their problems can be solved, why are you the problem solver, okay? So again, posting is being present, but marketing is about being strategic and turning that presence into clients. Because I think sometimes, right? I think sometimes that we forget that we are actually sharing our work with the intention of growing our businesses. Okay. That is the reason why we post. That is the reason why we share our work, right? It's not just to flex, it's not just to get hundreds of likes or thousands of thousands of views. And while that just feels amazing for our egos, if we're just posting just for viewership and it's not translating, okay, it's not translating into actual clients, then we are actually just kind of wasting time. Like, I don't want to say that we're wasting time, but we're not effectively using these platforms to grow our business so that we can live our lives, be producing citizens, be a blessing to someone else, all of the things that get wrapped up in our actual purpose. Okay. So, again, I hope that you are getting something between this posting. Thank you, Marie. I see here that you are. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. So, posting does not equal marketing. So, you have that there. Now, I want to give you a few things on what posting is versus what marketing is. Okay. Because posting is showing your work. Listen, I'm going to break down a whole post on this. So, okay. Don't nobody take my idea. But anyway, I don't care if you do, but I'm going to break down a whole post on this because posting is showing your work. Marketing is explaining why your work solves a problem, right? So we're wondering sometimes why that we've posted these styles that we're so proud of and it still didn't gain us any clients. But let's just think about it. Let's break it down. When you posted that, did you put anything in your caption? Did you share a story? Like, did this client have an issue? Right? Um, I have a client and she has, um, I don't know if it's alopecia. I don't know. She just has some lighter spots and everything like that. And we've been able to work different styles that can work for her. And I mean, you would never know. Right? But if I just post it and it just shows the 2 braids versus me saying, "You would never believe that XYZ," or "You would never believe that we were able to achieve this even though this was present." Because now guess what? Someone who might have that same issue sees that post, sees that I was able to come up with a solution, and because we are all solution-based people, I would say most of us are solution-based people, that might draw a person more than me just posting these 2 braids. Cause okay, yeah, that's cute. It's cute. That's what posting is. Posting is cute. But strategy, actual marketing, that's a whole different story. Okay? So those are just some of the things that we can kinda do to stretch ourselves when it comes to what we are actually putting out, okay? Posting is, again, sharing a cute picture on your of your style. Marketing is actually telling them why this style is perfect for them. So I'm encouraging you, for if you're just posting knotless braids, maybe try to go deeper and say, well, why? Why should someone book knotless braids, right? I would say that if I was posting a set of knotless braids, right? And I wanted to tell somebody why they should book a set of knotless braids. Somebody tell me in the comments, give me 3 reasons why someone would book a set of knotless braids, or give me 3 benefits of why someone would book, or give me 3 benefits of knotless braids. Because us being the beauty professional, us being the braider, we have to have a deeper why. We have to have an understanding of what these styles do, what they provide, what kind of benefit are they good for, things like that. We can't just be like, "Oh, these are popular, so I'm going to do them." Okay? All right, I see some reasons coming in. Des, you said you are very smart, lady. I'll be doing that. Tell the story in other words. Absolutely. Des, why? What would be like, okay, let's take it into barbering. What would be 1 or 2 reasons why someone would want a high fade versus a mid fade, right? Like if you had like a busy Let's say you had, I don't know, like a busy basketball player or something like that who maybe doesn't have time to get his hair cut every week or every 2 weeks. Well, maybe he might want to go up on a higher fade because, maybe it's going to be, maybe the a higher fade is going to last him longer than maybe just getting a taper, right? So these are the benefits that we provide. But if we never speak to these benefits, we don't ever let the people know actually why they should get XYZ, right? Marie, let's see. You said that they may feel lighter, not so tight at the roots, versatile. Very good. Um, Chantel, save edges, right? Um, the text is hard for me. I can take the photos, LOL. Yes. So, but see, here's the thing. We all have our strong points, right? I just want to encourage us, and we all have our weak points too, of course. But I want to encourage us and stretch us that knowing how to do these things helps us market to our audience. If especially, let's just say, for example, that maybe you have a mom who has maybe two or three kids and or two or three girls, and let's say they're in sports, and let's say mom has a busy schedule and mom doesn't have the time, right? To maybe get her girl's hair braided every single week. So she needs something that can last her 4 weeks. And she doesn't want to be stuck to the style because her girls, they want to be able to style it and they want to be able to put it in ponytails and they want to, be able to accessorize it and different things like that. This is where we get to come in and say, you know what? Actually, these medium knotless would be perfect, or this style would be perfect, right? And so when it comes to writing the caption, and I get it. So, Key, you said use Chat GPT for the captions. Yes, absolutely. I love to use Chat GPT for the captions as well. But if you are going to use, I always give this. If you are going to use Chat GPT for anything, please make sure that it I don't want to say it sounds like you, but just make sure that you're using it in a way that it's maybe giving you a format of the information, but that you are still putting your voice on it, right? Because we want people to connect with you and not a robot. Okay. So let's see. Yep. So exactly. We're going to speak to the benefits. Des, what'd you say over here? Before I do the cut, I take a picture, then let the public, then let, wait, I'm sorry, Des. I know. Say it again, Des, because my mind is going so fast. I can't make sense of it. So type it again and then we can talk about it. Okay. So if you're just joining, if you are just hopping on the live, we are right now talking about the differences between posting and marketing, right? Posting is you're just sharing a post because you haven't posted in a while, right? How many people can relate to that? Oh, you know what? I haven't posted in 3 days. I haven't posted in a week. I haven't posted in whatever time. Let me post something, right? And then we just throw something up. We scroll our camera roll. We find something. We're like, oh, this is good. Okay. And you just throw it up and you kind of just throw it out there to the world, hoping that it's going to, I don't know. I don't know what you would hope. I don't know. Maybe hoping that people would see that you're still doing what you do, or hoping that somebody would book an appointment, right? So again, these are just some things. I don't want to go into everything because I am going to make a detailed post about this. But the overarching theme, the thing I want for you to take away is that posting does not equal marketing. Okay. All right, Des, you take care and make sure you get some content from your post, from your cut. So again, I just want you to know that posting does not equal marketing. Posting is good. I'm not saying that it's not, but if you are actually trying to market to your ideal client, it goes just beyond posting, okay? Um hey sis, I think posting is great. I think we have to stay visible. I really do. But in 2025, do you know how much good work is out there? Do you know how many people have learned this skill that we love so much, right? Like, nowhere to lie, my daughter is 15, right? She just had her first full style today. Like, knotless in the back, the braids in the front. I can't wait to post the pictures of them and everything. She's doing a fantastic job. But this is a skill that is growing so fast. And if you're in your 30s like me, okay, best believe there's a generation of braiders who is coming up behind us. And baby, they're going to braid faster than us. They're going to braid better than us. Their bodies are going to be stronger than ours. Like, I'm over here, baby, on the slow down. I'm on the slow down trend of this. Okay. Like, I'm past the point of feeling like, oh, I got something to prove. Like, no, I'm here to serve my clients. Okay. I'm here to give them my best, but I'm not out here in competition with anybody, right? When it's all said and done, I don't want to say this, but I almost feel like I have to, but I really feel like we are entering an age and we're coming up on an era where the work alone is not enough. And like, yes, can your work still get thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, this and that? It absolutely can, because clean work is clean work. But clean work alone is not going to keep your chair filled, if that makes sense, right? So we just have to learn how to really actually market to not just any clientele, that's a whole nother live, but like the clientele, the people that we actually want to deal with. Okay. Because that's a whole nother story. Okay. So let's see, Marie. I've just started posting again. I feel all over the place. Posting does not equal marketing. Thank you for this tonight. Marie, you are so welcome. And listen, feeling all over the place is just part of the game, right? I think that there are times where many of us, I don't care how long, Nas, if you're still here, like, me and you have been posting for years now, literally years. Okay. I think me, you, and there's probably some others that I don't know by name, but I think we have probably been some of the most consistent braiders. We've been the most consistent when it comes to showing up. And doesn't mean that we don't fall off and we, whatever. But I'm saying all this to say that I think there's probably times where even we feel all over the place. Okay. Because the nature of this area that we are in is constantly changing. It's constantly evolving, right? I was watching some content last night and I'm like, my God, this girl is a genius. I mean, the way that she was putting her content together was so strategic, right? Like, this young lady, I promise you, she knew why she was posting, right? And maybe I'll share one of her posts in the story if I could find something that's appropriate that I would actually share on my page. But she knew why she was posting. She knew that she was hitting the narrative so hard of being relatable and calling on the things that braiders can relate to, right? But she was doing it from a comedic standpoint. So that to me was what made her content so special, because she was going beyond, right? And that's not for everybody, right? I'm not a comedic person. To me, ain't nothing funny about being a braider as far as I'm concerned. So it's like, I mean, I'm a funny person, but in my business, that's not my strategy, right? But it's hers and it works for her, right? So let me get to some of these comments. I just wanted to say that it's okay to feel all over the place with creating content, with posting consistently, and all of the things. Sometimes it's just trial by error, and you have to kind of figure out, okay, this works for me, but you can't necessarily figure that out until you have the data. So sometimes, I hate to say it, but sometimes you're just going to make a mess. Sometimes you're going to post something that doesn't do well, and then you try to tweak this, or you try to do that, or you figure out this, right? I remember, when first came, okay, look, Nas said, sure do. So, Prophetess Marie, I want you to understand that you have Nas the stylist, okay? Agreeing and saying that at times, we feel all over the place. But let me just share some love to Nas real quick, because everybody knows, if you've been watching me for any time, Nas has been like a North Star, okay, for me when it comes to this braiding industry, the level of the braiding, the stitch braiding, just all of that, right? And I will never forget when I first started watching videos on YouTube, and I'm seeing these videos, and I would see Nas's videos. And when I tell you, like, and my husband can absolutely attest as well, I thought, like, "Oh my gosh, this is cream of the crop." Like, this is how you record a YouTube video. This is how you get your angles. This is how you showcase your skill. This is how, and like, Nas can make videos for 20 minutes long, not say anything, but baby, the work and the process of the video, it was like, you got it. Like, I was able to learn stitch braiding from Nas, and her stitch braids are so good that she didn't even have to verbally tell you how to do them, because she does them that well that just from a visual standpoint, you could pick it up. And so I thank God for Nas in this space, because whether she knows it or not, she has helped me tremendously, right? But I say all that to say that you just have to dig in and find what works for you. Nas found a flow that worked for her, and that flow probably built for her in ways that we probably couldn't even necessarily imagine. And while I love Nas the stylist, while I love the braid industry and other braiders in our industry, guys, we all have something that we can do, that we can tap into. But we have to find out, where are we special? Where is our gift? Where does what are the things that God actually put inside of us that could flow out through this vehicle of hair braiding, right? And so I know we don't always go that deep, but I'm telling you that if you want to get in your lane, if you want to find out what it is and where you shine, you have to keep trying. You have to keep going, and you have to be willing to make the mistakes. You have to be willing to go through that ugly phase of, nobody's looking at my stuff, nobody's watching it, nobody's interacting, and you have to be willing to learn, okay, the last 5 posts I did, I didn't use a caption. Hmm. Because let me tell you, I still see this. I still see this all the time. And it kind of boils my blood, because I'm like, we cannot post without a caption. Us as people, we need a little background. We need a little story. We need, if nothing else, we need to sometimes be told what to do. So if you can't think of anything, I might still need you to just drop a one liner, like drop a heart in the comments if you're feeling this. Like, it doesn't have to always be this elaborate 3-paragraph thing, but we have to, stretch ourselves and learn of these things that will actually help us market on social media. Okay. So let me get to some more of these comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I kind of went off on a tangent, but let's see. And then there's me, that's been posting and not getting any engagement to even translate to clients. So, Roots in Denim, I want you to send me a message on Instagram. Okay. I want you to DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is Neek_Lynn. Okay. Want you to DM me. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So we're still giving some benefits of knotless. Very good. I just think some people are naturally talented at this social media content thing. I could agree to that. I could agree. I think that some people have more of a proclivity to what it takes for social media, but I promise you that it's not by happenstance. Like, any of us that have learned how to show up on social media, There is no there's no real rule book, okay? There's no I mean, yeah, people probably have classes, people probably have different things and this and that. But for those who have become um known on social media or recognized, if you will, trust me, they studied. They looked at what was working. They looked at what was maybe they looked at what wasn't working, but I will say that they tried and they probably had more failures than what may even be admitted, okay? Trust me. Right? They might have archived the post that didn't do well. So then when you go to their page, it just looks like everything they do hits. So you just never know, okay? Cuz sometimes, and I will just say this, sometimes social media, you have to have discernment, and some things can just be smoke and mirrors, right? Not everything is what it appears to be all the time, okay? But I do get it, and it does take work. I if there's somebody who tells me that social media doesn't take any work, and that posting doesn't take any work, and that marketing doesn't take any work, unfortunately, I would just believe that the truth isn't in them, because it does take work, and is as effortless as we may try to make it look. That video still had to be filmed. The work still had to be done on the client. The video still had to be filmed. That footage then still needed to be edited. Then you still had to come and figure out which angle do you want to present to the world when you post this. So, there is no getting around the work. And I would challenge anybody that says that you can. So, there's that. Okay, just be willing to work at it. Yes, I did that last night and immediately had to edit the post to add the caption. Very good, Marie. We need captions. I don't care if you post on Instagram, you need a caption, okay? I don't It could be a question, it could be a poll, it could be a story, it could be whatever you want it to be necessarily, whatever you want it to be, but I just think that you're wasting real estate, precious real estate, if you say nothing more than book with me, right? You need more than that, but again, you get the drift. So very good for going back and adding your caption. Nah, social media is a job for real. Worse when it's multiple platforms. Listen, I feel like that could be alive in itself, because if you are literally posting on multiple platforms, like literally as I'm sitting here right now, I am live on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm trying to look at the phone for my Instagram. I'm trying to look at the camera for my YouTube. I'm streaming. So I have a whole streaming setup on the side that I'm trying to pull in comments from. I have another computer sitting here to make sure that I don't, miss any talking points that I want to bring up, because this is so important to me. Like, y'all, this is not easy. Okay. It's not easy, but anything that is worth having, anything that, any gift to me, any talent that God gives, it's worth seeing it through. It's worth doing what needs to be done for it. But it doesn't mean that we don't get tired. Doesn't mean that it's not difficult. Nate. So Nate said on YouTube, just see my work and book. Is that hard to ask? But listen, Nate, there is literally, because my mind goes to straight like reels creation. Sometimes I have like reels and like shorts brain. So when Nate said that, just see my work and book, is that hard to ask? Number one, that's a hook. Why is that a hook? Because it's relatable. Number two, there's an audio that's on Instagram. The audio is saying like, please, 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 or something like that, right? It's like a song they're singing. And it says, we're tired of and the hook says, we're tired of posting. Please just book an appointment. Man, and if you really want to take it further and you really want to give it that visual appeal, right? Because like I would probably just post a video of my work. But in those types of videos, the girls in the salon or whatever are literally like laying down in the chair, holding their comb, like they're giving the visual aesthetic of I'm so tired, right? I'm so tired of all these hats. I'm so tired of having to post. I'm so tired of being a content creator. Like, listen, this is what I do. This is what I have to offer. Please just book your appointment. Like, why do we have to go through the rigmarole of me posting every given day when you know that this is what I do? Right. So, babe, you just express that and you can literally use that as a piece of content. You are killing it though. Thank you, sis. I'm trying, girl. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, wow, we really went into a lot about posting isn't marketing. Okay. So please remember that posting alone does not equal marketing. A lot of people struggle and say, I don't know how to market my braid business. And they just think that because they're posting, that they're marketing. But if you're posting without a plan, if you're posting without strategy, if you're posting without having an end in mind or an end result in mind, it might not land where you think it's going to land. Okay. So let's go into our next point here. If you're on YouTube, I am showing some slides over on YouTube. So our next slide says, what does your page say? When someone lands on your page, do they know what you offer and who it's for? Y'all, I can talk about profile bios just until the end of time. Like our bios in our profile, again, prime real estate to let people know when they land on our page who we are. How about where we are? Because y'all do know that we do offer a service. And unless you're a mobile braider, but even if you're a mobile braider, even if you're a mobile braider, they still need to know the area that you service, right? So let's see. Marie says, I need to archive some pics for sure. Yeah, Marie, you messaged me about that. Sweetie, it's so easy. Honestly, I think all you have to do is just click on your picture. There should be like the three dots. When you go down the list, it should say like archive. So you can just click on archive and you won't lose the photo, right? So sometimes I tell my coaching students that don't want to start a new page for their braiding business to just go ahead, archive. Like, let's say you were posting all family photos, maybe outings, maybe you were at the club, maybe you went here, whatever, anything that's not necessarily business related, especially if you're just starting. Now, once you're established and you know you've kind of created that foundation, that's a different story. But I think when you're getting started and people are just coming to your page and you're just early in your journey, I think all they need to see is your work, who you are, what you offer, what you do, how to book with you, those type of foundational things. So super easy. Okay. Super, super easy to do. But the thing is, when it comes to your profile, this is another area, right? That I think sometimes that we neglect. And I think sometimes it's just because we don't know. We just don't know. We don't know that our profile bios are SEO optimized. We don't know that, meaning that it's searchable. We don't always realize that the name that we put in that top line is actually searchable, right? We don't know about keywords and using keywords that people are actually searching so that we have a chance and probability to actually show up when being searched, right? So if your content, if your bio, if your page itself doesn't clearly show who you help and how you help them, unfortunately, it might just get scrolled by, okay? We we want to make sure again that our content is speaking to the right people, and what we do, what we say, what we show, the music we choose, there's all of these factors that go into it that we might not really sometimes even take into consideration, right? And these things can either attract or repel people from our page. Okay. Let's see. Thank you. Right. I'm following your suggestion about keeping, yes, about keeping the already established page I have. Yeah. Listen, I did that. I did that when I first started my Instagram page for braiding. Guys, I never even changed my name. Like, my name was already on Instagram. My name was already Neek Lynn. So I just kept it as Neek underscore Lynn. It was already that, right? I was using it as a family page. I was using it as, like how everybody was using Instagram at the time. I was just using it to post pictures. Reels weren't even a thing yet. They weren't even out. So when I started braiding and started posting my braid work, I might have had maybe, I don't know, like maybe 500 or so people on my Instagram already. And I was like, man, I mean, I don't really want to start over. Like, I didn't want to start from zero. And maybe it was an ego thing. Maybe it was a pride thing. I don't know. But I was like, listen, if there's already 500 people on here, I'm just going to transition this into my braid page. Right now, if you have a page that you have built for a separate business, right? Like, for example, let's say, and this is like a far stretch. Hey, Jules, this is like a far stretch, but let's just pretend that maybe you were a baker, okay? And your entire page was about baking and recipes and this and that and whatever. And then you decide that you want to be a braider and you want to use that same page to now start your braiding business. I really don't know what your conversion rates would look like because chances are you've built an audience that was there for something completely different. So you could probably run into some roadblocks, if you will, if that was the case. But if you were just kind of posting your regular stuff and now you're turning it into something, listen, you got room, archive this stuff, start posting your braid work and keep going forward, okay? So again, the question is when someone lands on your page, do they know what you offer and who it's for? If you could answer those things from the very start of your page, right? Your profile, that's like the door. That's the door that they come and knock on when they want to see what you're all about, who you're all about. Like that's what they are looking for, right? And so when they come to your page, when they come to the door of your page, are they going to know where you're at? Are they going to know, right? I was doing some audits and I audited some Instagram pages for braiders. And let me tell you, like some of the results, like just the smallest thing, right? Key, for example, we changed one thing in the bio, if I'm not mistaken, the top line. We we just customized her keywords and like within days of just customizing that section, she got reached out to by like an influencer in her city and like now she does her four, mind you, it's not just about the influencer, okay? Like, don't even get me started on that because, like, that's a whole nother thing, okay? But what I'm saying is that she gained a high profile, right? Client. This client has four daughters. So almost every time that she's going to get booked for this person alone, that's 4 appointments that she's going to have, okay? So somebody have 4 daughters that's booking you on a regular basis, that could be a week's or 2 days worth of clients right there, right? So it's not about the influencer, it's not about her following, even though her following and who she's connected to obviously, plugged some things, but the bottom line is that she gained a client, a repeat client who fits the exact client profile that she wants to serve. And it doesn't hurt again that she has 4 daughters, okay? So like baby, that's going to be repeat appointment after repeat appointment after repeat appointment. And because Key offers mobile services, let's talk about that. Because Key offers mobile services, and if you're a mom and a mom of 4 daughters who knows that you may not have all day to be sitting at a salon with 4 daughters who are going to get tired, who are going to get antsy, who are going to get frustrated, who are going to probably just be so over it by the end of the day of having to sit there, or that mom having to run back and forth because now when one's done, now she wants to take them, take them home. And then when the next one's done, then she got to take that one home. Listen, so the fact that she found somebody who can handle doing all 4 of her daughters in one day, mind you, who can handle that, who that could happen in the comfort of her home. Baby, she ain't going nowhere. And Key been slaying them kids' braids. So she she ain't going nowhere. But that's the beauty of setting yourself up the correct way so that you can align with those people who vibe with you and you vibe with them, and you actually build your business with reoccurring clients just like that, right? Because our revenue, our real revenue comes in the repeat, right? When we can secure a client that comes back and we hold the retention and they come back again and again and again and again. Okay. Let's see, Key. It's definitely been a blessing. I'm thankful I found you to help me with this path I'm on. Key, listen, you're crushing it. I'm just, I can't contain my excitement for you, to be honest. Like, you are crushing it. I love what is happening for you. I'm teaching you. You're showing me some things that's possible. So I love it. God is so good. God is so good. So let's go ahead again. We're moving right along. Strategy over struggle. Okay, that's my third point for this live tonight. Strategy over struggle. Okay, you don't need to post more. Can I just say that? Can I just say that? You don't need to post more. Sometimes, most of the times, all we ever hear is post more, post more, post more, post more. But if you don't know what you're posting, if you don't know why you're posting, if you're not learning the art of posting, if you're not taking the time to learn these things, the needle's not moving. And I personally think that sometimes it's okay to take a step back and say, you know what? I do this. I do this. There are moments of time, and I think we could all relate to this. There are moments of time, especially again in the current climate of what we live in. It is rush, 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 more, 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 do, grind, grind, grind. I mean, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And a lot of times we don't even have the capacity. I have been, and I'm just being transparent here, okay? So if y'all want to stick around for the story time, stick around. But there are times in my own life where, because things have been in such a fast forward motion, because things have been go, 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 do, be, have, give, like, it doesn't stop. And sometimes I don't even know how to make it stop sometimes, right? So even in moments where I do have a moment to not do anything or to not pursue, I'm riddled with like guilt that I'm supposed to be doing something. But can I just submit this to you that we don't always have to do. There are seasons in our life. And if you are doing the wrong thing in the wrong season, you are not going to reap the right harvest. So some seasons, yes. Is it amplified? Is it go, go, go? In some seasons, is it get it, get it, get it? In some seasons, it is. But the Bible says that there's a time to plant and there's a time to pluck up, right? There's a time for this, there's a time for that. And when we think about those biblical principles and we assign it to our business, there's some times, in even in business, where we need to reflect. Because if you're just going, 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 you're not taking the time to see what's working, what's not working. Is this really, like, is this thing I'm doing, is it even profitable? Or am I just doing it just to be busy? Or am I just posting just to be posting? stressing myself, not, excuse me, not getting the response that I'm looking for. Like, there are just those moments where we just have to step back, look at what we're doing. Sometimes we have to step back and look long enough to see, wait a minute, this one little, if I just tweak this one little thing, right? This one small thing can make massive impact. But if you're just going, feeling like I have to post more, 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 and you're never learning, it's like doing something that's unhealthy for you, but because you ain't even taking enough time to even feel that it's unhealthy for you or to notice that it's unhealthy for you, you just keep doing that thing, doing that thing, doing that thing, and doing that thing. And then before you know it, you're actually digging yourself into a deeper problem. So I'm not here to tell you to post more. I'm here to challenge you to think about strategy. Think about, what does a posting schedule maybe look like for you? How can you commit to posting maybe, I don't know, 3 times a week, but taking one day to plan out those 3 things? Like, I'm just talking a little strategy. I'm talking about, how can I add, I'm asking you, like, think of these things. How can I add, you know, okay, I'm not using CTAs. How can I incorporate a CTA, right? For those of you who are maybe not familiar with that terminology, a CTA is just a call to action. Meaning, what are you telling the person that's going to be the viewer, the reader, the recipient of the other side of your content? What are you telling them that they need to do, right? Is it book an appointment with you, right? Different posts serve for different things. Yesterday, I posted for nothing more than the sole purpose to connect with my audience, because I wanted my audience to know who I value and who I'm here for and who I care for, and what resonates with me. So yesterday my post was just about the everyday braider, not the celebrity braider, right? Not the, and nothing wrong, nothing. I have nothing against the celebrity braider. I have nothing against the influencer braider. I have nothing against any of that. But there are so many braiders, multiplied thousands of braiders, who are trying to enter into this industry or are in this industry, and they're discouraged because of how things always appear on social media. And I've said it before, but I'm here to cause a disruption in that space. So for me, I just wanted to connect to the everyday braider, the overlooked braider, the braider who's posting but feeling like it's not doing anything, the braider who has clientele and maybe are working, but because, they don't have a big following, they feel insignificant. That post wasn't to sell anything. That post wasn't to get anybody on my email list. That post wasn't to do any of that. I just wanted to call out and say, "Hey, there is someone that sees you. There's someone that has been you. There's someone that recognizes where you are, the struggles that you have, and I'm just here to just say, "Hey." So guess what my call to action was? Just stop by and say, "Hey." And guess what happens? Comment after comment after comment after comment of just people who resonated with what I said. Like, "Hey girl, I got hey girl, hey boo, hey, 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 hey." I mean, whatever, but it was enough to let me know, you know what, Nikki, this post did what you intended for it to do, which was to let braiders who don't ever get to feel seen, who don't ever get the accolades, who don't have the awards, who don't have the photo shoots, who don't have all the glamour, who don't have a booked out this, who do all of that stuff. All I wanted to say was, I see you. There's a space for you. There's room for you. And girl, come on by and say, "Hey, what's up?" Like, let's just connect. Let's just be humans and connect. That was it. So I'm not here to tell you more, more, more. But am I here for about to encourage strategy? Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's see, Marie. Got it. Think about strategy. See what a posting schedule would look like for me and taking the time to schedule. Exactly. Exactly. Right? Some of the times I like to, I don't do it all the time, but there are times where I like to, I don't want to say bulk create, but there are times where maybe I might work on one or two posts at a time, or maybe I might batch some ideas, right? I might batch some ideas. And once I have my ideas, I start working those ideas through. You guys know if you've been watching me for any time, I keep a notebook literally almost at all times. Look at this notebook, y'all. This is terrible. Somebody buy me a new notebook. Okay, like come on. This notebook is falling apart, but I keep this notebook all the time. I use tools like Notion. I Here's a word, intentionality. Sometimes we don't need more posts. We need more discipline or we need more intentionality. We need more designated time to, okay, this is important for my business, so this is what I'm going to lock in and do, right? So, I'm not here to tell you to post more, but again, strategy over struggle, right? So if you're in that place where you feel that you're just posting just to post, I am just challenging you to, like, let's just match some intentionality to that, right? Let's come up with a plan. Let's come up with some pillars, right? You might be a braider who is super passionate about education. That needs to shine forth in your content. I am a braider, right? Who is passionate about business and social media strategy, which I think is part of business these days. I am passionate about sharing on those topics, right? I'm more passionate about that than to tell you, now will I share a knotless breakdown? Will I share some parting things or whatever? Yeah, of course, because that's still part of what we do. But that's not where my passion lies. My passion lies in stuff like this. I could be on here doing a live hair tutorial on live, but that's not where my passion lies. Okay. Like that's the, that's just kind of like the tangible part of the business. Like, okay, yeah, this is what we do. And I love braiding, but I love teaching about the business behind the braiding so that we could actually make it in life as braiders. You know what I mean? Because entrepreneurship is just a completely different animal of itself. Okay. So, and just having the ability to understand the right type of content, taking that time to figure out what is it that we actually want to post about? What is it that we actually like to post about? What are some things about this industry that we are actually very passionate about? It might be hair education. I know some braiders who are passionate and adamant about the actual hair care. So they incorporate that in with their content. You have some braiders who might be super passionate about videography, right? So, yes, they're teaching you braiding skills, but they're also teaching you how to film, how to capture, how to connect, how to grab that moment, different things like that. So, you just have to figure out or ask yourself, what are some things that I can also share? Because our content doesn't have to be so one dimensional that all we do is share braid photo after braid photo after braid photo after braid photo after braid photo. I mean, you probably got bored with me just saying that 4 times. So your audience is probably bored with just seeing the same, because honestly, can I just speak for real? There's only so many ways to show a set of knotless braids. Like, I mean, yes, they're beautiful. Yes, we've added boho to everything. My God in heaven, we've added boho to everything. But after a while, okay, we get it. So you know how to do this. But how is it going to help me? Why should I book with you? What do you have to offer that Sally down the street don't? So there's just these things that we have to take into consideration. Okay? And I said this before and I'll begin to start closing with this. And that is most of the time we're just a few steps away, right? And I know that it gets frustrating. I absolutely know that it gets frustrating. You get tired, right? Because sometimes we're just, we're like that man in the picture. We're just chopping away at the block, chopping away at the block. We're just, you know, day after day, trying after trying, trial after trial, issue after issue, all these things, right? That kind of come into combination with us as we're trying to build these businesses, as we're trying to be relevant, as we're trying to be uh, generational curse breakers, as we're, a lot of us, we might even be the first entrepreneur in our family, right? It's a heavy hat to wear. It's a heavy crown to carry. But sometimes we're just chipping away and we feel like, you know what, this is not worth it anymore. I don't know, I'm not doing this, or this isn't doing anything. This is just stupid. This is just silly. We just get frustrated, right? And it's okay to admit that. We get frustrated. It's okay, right? My pastor said something on Sunday that, you know, falling is not the sin. We all fall, but staying there, right? That's where the problem lies. So I just want to encourage somebody that, and encourage myself, like, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't don't stop prematurely. Sometimes we are so close to a thing. And I just believe that the enemy knows that we're so close to that thing. And that's why there's so much that starts rising up and everything to stop us from getting to that place. And there's that image that keeps coming to my mind is the picture of the man who was chopping at this rock. There's like gold on the other side. And he walked away when he was this close. One more strike and he would have hit it. And I think that for us, if we just keep going and understand that there's the compound effect of our efforts, not everything is going to, like, I don't know one braider, and I'm just going to keep calling us out because this is who is probably mainly here, but I don't think that there's one braider that just pressed the button and that button that they press, boop, that's it. Okay, like, game unlocked. Y'all have been at this for 8 years. There's people on here who drop in the comments how long you've been braiding. I don't even want to assume, but I know for myself, I have been doing this as a career. I'll put it this way, I started in 2017. It is 2025, and there are still some things that have not come into fruition yet. There are still some things that I'm still waiting on God for. There's still some things, even within myself, that I'm still learning how to get over, right? There is no magic, right? I want to see in the comments how long on YouTube and on Instagram, how long have you been braiding? And are you exactly where you want to be? How about that? Are you exactly where you want to be? Let's see. I want to see where you're at. Marie, I've been braiding someone's hair at least twice a year since 2008. 2008. Wow. Wow. That's a long time. Yeah, I've known how to braid since the 90s, but taking it seriously as a career since 2017. Chantel, over 15 years. Professionally, 3 years, and no, but working on it. This is what I'm saying. Guys, there is no just, I've arrived. This journey is exactly that. It's a journey. It's step by step, faith by faith, prayer by prayer, door opening by door opening. Sometimes the door closed. Sometimes it's 4 steps forward, 3 steps back. Like this journey is not a linear journey. You know, you have moments and it's up and then it's down and then it's up and it's down. But the only way that we don't get to where we believe that God has for us is if we quit, is if we stop, is if we give up, if we stop believing, if we stop praying, if we stop hoping, if we stop doing those things. That's when you might as well hang it up, you know. And I say, not to say that you might as well hang it up, but when that happens, it's very difficult to try to keep pressing on. So you have to understand and you have to trust and know that each step that you're taking, even if things are not happening in the time frame that you want it, because let me tell you, if things were on my time frame, listen, okay, I'd be a lot further than where I am, but I have to trust God's timing for me. You have to trust God's timing for you and just be grateful for the resources that are available. Be grateful for the community that is available. Be grateful that we live in a time where braiders can come together and it's not um bottom of the barrel, you know, dog eat dog. Like it's not that. It's actually like a coming together of like, okay, wait, we don't even have to go alone. I don't have to go alone. You don't have to go alone. We can go together, right? Even though I'm in the coaching space, right? That doesn't mean that I don't learn. I sit on the phone with my coaching students and they say something to me and I'm like, wait a minute, I never incorporated that. Wow. Like this is an each one teach one. Yes, I may I may have some systems down and I may have this and I may have that, but doesn't mean that we don't learn from each other. Okay. So I want you to know that posting is different than marketing. And even with that being said, you are capable of learning, you are capable of growing, you are capable of getting further than where you are today. And if that is something that you know that you're ready for, if that's something that you're like, you know what, today is the day, right? Like right now, like I want to talk to the go getters. I want to talk to those who are willing not to just invest in me, but who are willing to invest in themselves, right? Willing to go the extra mile, willing to work alongside someone who can actually help them. Okay. If you're still on this Instagram live, I want you to drop the word strategy in the comments. And if you're on YouTube, I am going to go ahead. Didn't realize I can do this. I'm going to go ahead and um I'm going to comment the link to my website. Okay. On my website, www.neeklin.com. You can go ahead. Let me see if it'll let me pin this. Nope. Okay. Well, just look in the comments, guys. I put that comment there. You can go on my website and you could book a strategy call if you need help with your content. Okay. The social lab is where it's at. Okay. I provide literally weekly content ideas. All the stuff we talked about on the live today. Remember, we're talking about making things easier with strategy. So inside of the social lab, I am putting every single week, I am putting 3 to 4 content ideas already done for you. Okay. Literally done for you, the caption, the audio, the on-screen hook, all of it. I put it all together for you. All you have to do is record your content, copy, paste, and post. And trust me, all the things that we talked about with the strategy and with actually marketing and all of that is included in there inside of those prompts. So you don't have to sit here and try to figure it all out on your own. And if that's some support that you need, that is an option for you. You can comment Lab 24 on Instagram. And again, if you are on YouTube, you can just head over to my website and you'll be able to see all of the things that I offer to other braiders. Okay. So let's see. The best step I could have taken for my business was booking a bio audit and a strategy session. Yep. And look, now we're on our full 6-week coaching key. So I love that. I'm definitely taking a screenshot of that. And oh, ladies, do it. I promise you won't regret it. Listen, Key, thank you. Oops. Hold on, y'all. I'm doing too much. There we go. There we go. I'm back. Okay. Very, very good. Very good. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's live. I'm going to go ahead and get off of Instagram. So there we go. Let me go ahead and get off of Instagram. But if you are still here with me on YouTube, do you have any questions, any feedback, any comments, any reservations, anything? Do you have anything that you would like to share here before we close on YouTube? Just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, I've stopped and quit so many times just putting myself out there, but I can't do that anymore. Nope, today's a new day, Marie. Today is a new day. I saw that you posted your post last night, so very good. Very, very good. We all start from somewhere, okay? That's the bottom line. We all start from somewhere. And yes, our beginning stages are often different, but we all have to start from somewhere. We all have to walk that zero follower, the zero likes, the all of that. But you don't have to go at it alone. So my thing is like, if I could go back and do anything differently, I would have not tried to figure out so much by myself. Okay. So again, guys, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining me here on another episode of Braid Talk Tuesday. God willing, we'll be back next week with another topic. If you have any ideas, please feel free to reach out to me. If there's any topics that you would love for me to go over, please let me know. You can go on my website or you could send me a message on Instagram. So guys, with that being said, have a blessed day. And as always, God bless. I'll talk to you in the next week's episode of Braid Talk Tuesday.